This is what he wrote that triggered all of this hatred at him. Remember, feminism, like every doctrine of the left, either is for the already unhappy or makes you unhappy. There are no happy leftists, not one. There are happy liberals, happy conservatives, unhappy conservatives. There are no happy leftists. And you are taught to be unhappy at college. You are taught to be an ingrate at college. Here is what he wrote. Guys, for real, look how she's looking at me. Okay? I mean, find you somebody that looks at you like that. You know? We met in church. So let's begin with, they hate the fact that she is looking adoringly at him. They hate that. Because it's healthy. A wife who adores her husband is probably a lucky wife, and he is certainly a lucky man. We met in church. Oh, that's a trigger. That was a big boo-boo. She's given me an amazing life, a gorgeous, healthy daughter. She chews so loudly that sometimes I put in my earbuds to drown it out, but that's love. She helps me with everything. In return, periodically I open a jar of pickles. That's the trade. That's self-deprecating humor, for the record. Her heart is pure and it belongs to me. My greatest treasure, right next to my Ken Griffey Jr. Upper Deck rookie card, which, if you know is saying a lot. That, he was kicked for that one. Compares his wife to a baseball card? Folks, I rarely comment on this stuff, as you know. Frankly, I didn't even know who he was. I checked with the two guys I work with. They both knew who he was. So clearly this is not my area of focused interest. But I think that these tweets are indicative. Mr. McConnell asked me during the break if I thought that any of these tweeters was married, and I suspected that they're not. I've thought about that as well. They're all profoundly unhappy. They hate the fact that she's looking adoringly at him. They hate the fact that he describes her as a treasure. They hate the fact that he has a sense of humor and mentioned that she's what is it? Let's see. Right next to she's my greatest treasure. Oh, yes, that's, of course, the other one that makes her owned. You're my treasure. I own you. I'm telling you, the unhappy very often loathe the happy. That's why the left, one of the many reasons the left loathes the non-left. Deeply unhappy professors of feminist studies and other left-wing things. It's really something. Rob in Northfield, Illinois. Hello.
Dennis, what's happening?
A lot.
So I was just thinking about this yesterday, and it's so funny you said it today that I don't say it's critical race theory, because it's really not taught in the schools. And then they use that for like a free pass to say whatever they want because it's not critical race theory. Are you with me?
Not at all. You called up about the vaccine.
I know. Well, see,
you have to talk about what you called in.
Well, that was just my example because you say that you're not anti-vax, and then kind of just use that as a cover to trash the vax all the time.
I see. Okay. So let me respond. When I say I'm not anti-vax, when people are accused of being anti-vaxxers, I thought until last year, it always meant you were opposed to all vaccinations. That's what I assumed anti-vaxxer means. If you are dubious about one vaccination, I don't know why the term anti-vaxxer is valid. So, okay, I'm glad you raised the issue. It's a legitimate issue for you to raise, and I thank you. Catherine in Torrance, California, hello.
Hi, Dennis. You're talking about the feminist radicals. I'm wondering how Hugh Hewitt escaped their wrath. He is always referring to the fetching Mrs. Hewitt. What is she fetching? Water? Cigars? Peeled grapes?
Yeah. Boy, is that true. They would attack him for saying the fetching Mrs. Hewitt for a different reason, though, not because she fetches water or cigars, because, of course, I mean, it's a very funny line you came out with. I'm not knocking it. But, of course, the fetching Mrs. Hewitt means the attractive Mrs. Hewitt. It's an old-fashioned way of saying attractive. And he would be attacked by the left for only describing his wife in terms of her looks. That's what they would attack. Like it's so had he said the brilliant Mrs. Hewitt, then that would be a non-issue. But that he says the fetching Mrs. Hewitt,